What is up, world? It's your boy here again with another DIY repair. Today we're going to be repairing the Samsung Galaxy S4. And as you can see, the glass is cracked, especially around the edges. It's really bad, but the digitizer seems to be fine. So I just ordered a replacement glass from eBay, and it came with these tools that you see here, as well as coming with some adhesive to go around that glass. I'm eager to get started. Let's get her done. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is make sure everything works properly. So just slide, tap, make sure everything works as it's supposed to. Okay, and if everything is fine, you want to go ahead and turn the power off and take the battery out the back, as well as your SIM card and any memory chip that you may have installed. Okay, so to save time, we're going to speed up things a little bit. So you want to apply heat to the front of the phone. You can use a heat gun or a hair dryer. Takes a little bit more time with a hair dryer. Doesn't get as hot as a heat gun, but still gets the job done. Okay, after you heat things up for about 3 to 5 minutes, you want to take your tool and see if you can get in the edges of that phone, starting at the top and working your way down to the bottom. Be careful, there will be glass shattering. Okay, so here I use the suction cup as a holder only because the phone is real hot from all the heat. You can use it if you want, or gloves will be helpful to you, but you want to get that tool wedged in the corner there, that way you can get some heat up under there. Okay, if you find that you're having a hard time sliding the tool, just add more heat. When prying the glass, just make sure to be gentle, that way you don't damage the digitizer. If it's difficult for you to get that pick under there, just add more heat. When applying heat, make sure that you keep moving backwards and forwards. Slow, not too fast, but you don't want to stay in one place too long. You may damage the digitizer. Once the adhesive is warm enough, you should be able to take your tool and slide it right down the side with no problems. leave the bottom for last because it has the touch sensitive buttons there that are attached to the glass. So go ahead and start working on the other side of the phone. You may need to apply more heat. Warning, if you see any discoloration in the digitizer when using the heat, stop using the heat immediately. Once you get to a point where you may be stuck or can't get the pick under the glass, you could always use the other tool. It seems to have a thinner edge. That way it should get in that crease for you to pry that glass apart. Warning, don't put too much stress on the bezel of the phone. It will crack. Okay, now that you have the sides free and you're able to get your tool underneath the glass, you should want to try to separate the glass from the digitizer. You'll see that the glass is separating from the digitizer. It'll get lighter in color. Be careful to not damage the digitizer. Now you should be able to lift the glass. You want to do this very slowly. Be mindful that the sensitive buttons at the bottom of the phone are still connected to that glass. And there you have it. You have successfully removed the damaged glass. Let's go ahead and get prepared to replace it with the new glass that we ordered from eBay. Just use your finger to get the old adhesive off. It's okay if you still leave some adhesive on those buttons down at the bottom. Now that you've got as much adhesive off as you could with your finger, you want to take the tool and go around the edges of the bezel. You want to try to remove that thin strip of adhesive. So just continue on to the other side of the phone. Make sure that you don't crack the bezel, as well as it's okay to leave a little adhesive on the top and the bottom of the phone. Okay, now that you've cleared out the adhesive out the corners of the bezel, you want to take some rubbing alcohol or witch hazel and gently go over the digitizer, removing any leftover adhesive. Okay, take your lint cloth and dry off any excess witch hazel or rubbing alcohol. You want to double and triple check and make sure there's no fingerprints on your digitizer. Okay, so what I've done here is I've laid the adhesive that I got from eBay eBay on top of the digitizer. It outlines the phone perfectly, so you want to gently remove the blue plastic film but leaving the adhesive. That way we can have something to stick the replacement glass to. Also, when taking this glass out of the plastic, you want to make sure that you don't touch the back of the glass and you leave fingerprints. You only get one shot at this, so take your time and make sure that you line up the glass correctly with the bezel. Go ahead and apply pressure around the edges just to ensure that there's a good contact between the glass and the adhesive. And once you've done that, go ahead and put your battery back in, your SIM card and your memory chip if you have one. Okay, the only thing left now is to go ahead and give it a test. So let's turn the power on. Let's touch and tap. Make sure everything works good. Congratulations, you did it.